but nobody does. And now that he's here, doesn't know who he is. He'll figure it out as he goes along, just like the rest of us do, just like me and like you. He'll figure it out, he'll figure it out. Kevin stands a man apart, and just look around, the world's on fire, no one's in charge. He'll figure it out as he goes along, just like the rest of us do, just like me and like you. He'll figure it out, he'll figure it out. Kevin, what you looking at? What you gonna see with those two eyes pointing in a different direction? A curse and a blessing, all wrapped up in one. Kevin didn't ask for this, he'll make the most of it. He'll eat your brains and give you cookies. He'll figure it out as he goes along, just like the rest of us do, just like me and like you. He'll figure it out, he'll figure it out, just like the rest of us do, just like me and like you. He'll figure it out, he'll figure it out.
Yo, what's up, boys? Yo, GM. Yo, today's a good day. We got Kevin popping off. We got, you can see that it's Jersey Day. So I don't know if you got your jerseys on, but if you don't, you can join us. Tag us on Twitter, whatever.
Absolutely.
Tag us in the Discord, put your jersey on, let us know who you're repping. And then, shout out to those who have already figured out the big surprise for today.
They didn't even wait. They just, as soon as the stream started, they said, well, you know what? They're just going to send it.
Yo, they started sending it, man. And now we really appreciate that. And it was kind of, we didn't make it like a hype announcement or anything like that. We actually turned it on yesterday. We finished the stuff. But you guys have just absolutely sent it, popped off. So much love. We're going to go over all of them, actually. I just need to get to the window.
Yeah.
That lets me freaking see it.
Yeah, so we've got Kaz just subbed. Appreciate that. Snow Wolf, Harry Swan, BSB. Let's see, Mtoli. I think I saw Trucon in there as well.
Yo, wait. Yo, Snow is popping off.
Yo, Snow.
Snow is popping off. Snow gifted with the
Okay,
7-tier
Snow.
one.
Yo,
songs.
chill.
Yo, this guy, he gets a plot of land, starts calling himself Lord Snow, and then next thing you know, this guy just starts throwing money everywhere.
It looks like they've already found the new emotes we have, our NFA emotes, the diamond hands, the paper hands. We gonna make it?
Yeah, we have 5 in total, but 2 of them were kind of pending. I think it's because something in their name, like, it wasn't bad, but it got caught in their filter. So I don't know if those are approved or not already, but I'll find out for you guys. We do have 5 in total. Let's see. But yeah, no, GM, happy Wednesday. So it's a little bit different just because, we had this. Well, obviously, we have Kevin starting us off. And then.
I mean, honestly, though, how can we not start off with Kevin? He's kind of taken over the NFT scene the last 24 hours. It's just been all Kevin. I think it was last night I walked away for 3 hours, took a break, did some stuff around the house, came back to the Discord and everyone's just minting all these Kevin projects. So we're back into full degen mode because of Kevin.
Full degen, brother. I don't know if I can. Hold on. Bear with me 1 second. I think I can show you guys the other 2 that are pending, just so that way you know what's coming. but I just have to find them. You want to hop into like market updates? Do we got
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
else? Let's see.
Let's hop in.
Yo, Crep with the sub, tier 1 sub. Man, I don't even know how many that is. You guys are wiling out.
They didn't even wait. They wasted no time. But yo, Jason, I see you. And I see you popping in here. Good to see you, man. All right, yeah. Let's hop into our usual. Let me actually take this off, and here we go. Floor updates, gainers and losers. Let's hop into it. So we've got. So this is past 24 hours. I just refreshed this, so this is up to date. So Three Landers is up 37%. I know Kaz is happy to see that. I know probably I think Dort, if he's in here, he's happy to see that. I know that they're holders of Three Landers, so they pushed like 2.4, 2.5 like late last week over the weekend, and then they've kind of dipped. They dipped down to I think like 1.5 or something yesterday, and then they came back overnight, back over 2 ETH. So congrats to those holders. And then, are you still holding? Are you holding any of these at all, or are you still kind of just watching from the side?
Yeah, I'm just watching, man. I never bought
Yeah.
Three Landers. But yeah, seem to still have a lot of good support. So, GG's to them.
Yeah, definitely. I've been seeing a lot. I've been seeing these a lot on Twitter lately too. So that's always good for a project. You want to see projects have a online like Twitter appearance basically, because otherwise, you're building your brand and you want to see pictures of it. You want to see people use it as a profile picture. I've been seeing a lot more Three Landers out there, so that's good for them. It looks like we also got Alien Friends. They had a nice little jump up, 25%. They're kind of hanging around there, and then. Yeah, other than that, there hasn't been too many big jumps. We've I think we're seeing a little bit more red across the board, but not like a crazy amount of red. We got Fish, Shane, Jeremy's sister, Jeremy. The subs are coming in. We can't keep up. I think we're on pace. Everyone viewing is basically going to be sub by the end of it. Apparently, with all the gifted subs and everything going on. But we definitely appreciate that, everybody. Absolutely. But yeah, there's not a ton of green. You can see it kind of gets pretty bare. It starts off with like a 37%, 28, but then it gets to the single digits pretty quick. So if we go on the flip side, we've got Rubber Duck Bath Park. You had an experience with this, right?
Yeah, just a little bit this morning, man. I ended up getting on the raffle for, I think, 2 minutes. And I knew it was going to happen this morning, but I thought, it's going to be like a typical project where you get allow listed, and then it's not over allocated for the supply. Typically, they're like, okay, whatever we have left, we're going to open it back up to, a certain allow list window or whatnot. But nope, come to find out, it's just way over allocated, and it sold out within like 20 minutes. And I was just chilling in bed, and I come to my desk, get ready to mint my rubber duckies. There you
go. You got it ready.
And they weren't there. They were sold out, man.
So they kind of overcommitted. Mm-hmm. We got more subs coming in. Stin, Wild Buffalo, Josh, Woodful, and Schiller. And Snow says level 5. I'm not even looking at the stream. Are we at a level 5 hype train already?
Justice?
8 minutes in?
Yeah. So I think you mentioned these, but Justice, Shaner, Jeremy's sister, Schiller with the 5 gifted. Josh! Level 5 hype train. That is indeed correct, sir.
All right. Well, let's get back to this. So we've got Rubber Ducky. They had a kind of rough start. Weather Report. They had that jump up yesterday. They're back down to 0.11. I think people thought like, oh, it's gonna happen. Weather Report's gonna flip Dented Fields, but then they're both down now. But and then we've got Tubby Cats. They just kind of keep dropping. I think we saw these at a 0.8.
They kind of keep dropping.
They kind of keep dropping. I think the past like 3 or 4 days they've lost 20+% every single day. So they're down to 0.34. They look interesting. There's 20,000 of them, so there's a ton of supply. And we mentioned this. I think we mentioned this on Monday, but they had like a 24% supply listed or something like crazy. So we kind of expected them to keep falling. And it looks like with Dented Fields, we can see they're at 22.5% listed. So I kind of expect Dented Fields to keep dropping as well, because that's not a good number. That's not a good percentage. It's almost a quarter of the supply is listed and people trying to sell.
Yep.
But yeah, that's kind of our gainers. There's a lot more red than there is green. We'll see how it ends up going into the weekend, and if ETH price keeps fluctuating, we'll see if that changes anything. Or maybe Kevin's going to save us. Maybe Kevin's going to bring us out, and just start a super bull run, and we can just thank Kevin for that. All right, looks like we got some more gifted subs. I missed it. It was Harry Swan. Yep.
Harry
This
Swan
this
popping
guy,
off.
this guy's on a high right now. Where he's going to the Cool Man's event this week, going to the Knicks game. The Jazz are gonna be there. That
Yo,
man's
Harry,
gonna
get
have a
back to work,
weekend.
man. Get back to work.
Yo, Harry Swan, pop off.
He's doing this at work, yo. Shout out Harry Swan, big influence.
The big influence. Yeah, speaking of Harry though, I know there's a group of us that are going to New York. I don't know if I don't think you're going, but I was able to snag my ticket, so I'm gonna be in New York March 19th with a bunch of the boys, a bunch of us there, and we're gonna be at the Cool Man's red carpet viewing, and we're gonna be going to a Knicks game, I think, and yeah, it's gonna be a nice little weekend. Looking forward to getting together with Harry, BSB. I can't name everybody. There's like 8 to 10 of us going, so that's gonna be fun. But let's hop into that's kind of our recap for the gainers and losers. And then are you ready to jump into some more reactions?
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
Let's look at since our last drop or since our last stream, we've had Space Doodles drop. So for those that didn't know, the Space Doodles or the Doodles, they released their I guess you can would you consider this a companion drop?
No, I don't think I would.
How would you classify this? I guess because it's the same NFT. So for those that don't know, your doodle, you're able to wrap it. You're able to wrap the NFT itself, and it turns into a space doodle. So it's basically a different visualized NFT, but it's the same. Like it's tied to your doodle. So
Yeah, I would say like it's a enhancement, an augmentation. Technically it's just a wrapping, or not just a wrapping, but
right.
via wrapping they were able to alter your doodle in the form of an animation and then plus a spaceship for it. But it is the same NFT essentially, but it's an augmentation.
Yeah, so we saw these. I think they started. Was it? I think Monday night. Monday night they released these, and we had we had some poor souls. We had some unfortunate events happening after this. Let's see if the screen will show it. But we had. If I go to activity and go down to sales, does it show? Yeah. So these bottom. Ooh. These people immediately thought they got. I mean, I'm assuming their thought process was they went to the website, claimed their space doodle. In their mind, they thought it was a brand new NFT, right? So they were like, "Hey, let's just sell this brand new NFT. Just count it, get my free monies, and move on." What they didn't realize is it's tied to their. It's the same NFT as their doodle. So they basically sold their doodle for 5 ETH, 7 ETH, and then the 9 ETH offer is actually the 7 ETH doodle.
Yo, shout out Laces Out with the 5 gifted, man. Yo, give it up for the MVP coming out here Wednesday, popping off. Gifted 5, which is a Manga Hunter, Travis, Law Dog, and Pitch Dark. Welcome to the family. Appreciate it. Much love. Laces Out.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's super unfortunate by these people. And I think Doodles did, I don't want to say as much as they can, but they did quite a bit to let you know, like, hey, this is your same doodle.
They did.
Whether a lot of internal communication via their blog and stuff like that as well. And it's like, do not sell your space doodle if you don't want to get rid of your doodle. And I don't know how many other ways that they can say it, but I don't know. Maybe people were high. Maybe people were sleeping. Maybe people were, under the influence. But yeah, that's unfortunate to see. But GG's to whoever who copped them a doodle.
Yeah, and that's what they made it super clear. They tweeted about it. It was on their Discord. They had even on the UI that whenever you went to basically turn your doodle into a space doodle, it had like a warning like this is your doodle. If you sell this, you also sell your doodle. So they had the reading was on the wall. The signs everywhere. So And that kind of brings me to my next question. And I guess we could have like an ethical discussion, an ethical question. You know, let's say I'm scouring the listings. As soon as this opens, I see someone listed for 5 ETH. I buy it. Is that, in your mind, is that just like tough loss on that person for not understanding? Is that if you're the buyer, is that kind of unethical? Is, you know, you're basically, you know, this person didn't know, you know, this was their doodle, but you're buying it to flip and make money off of it. So I just kind of want to get your thoughts on this. I have my thoughts personally, but it's I saw a lot of discussions. A lot of
Yeah.
people are like trying to get a hold of people like, hey, let's just get it back to them at cost. Like, I don't know. I just want to get your thoughts on the ethical part of it.
Nah, it's game. That's game point right there. I mean, that's shot made. They knew what they should have known what they were doing. You know, they listed it, and that's just fair game. I wouldn't feel any remorse or guilt as the buyer. If it was something where maybe it was some type of trick, but this was planned for months, and so many announcements and instructions and details, and it's like, no, it's all mine now.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a lot of look. Chili says he'd be yoinking.
Yeah.
BSB says, you know, you usually would say unethical, but since there was literally 1,000 warnings beforehand, that's on the seller, and that's kind of my. I mean, that's my thought process as well. I think this is different than the old listings from OpenSea thing. Like that's kind of understandable. That wasn't a visual thing. No one knew what was happening, but this is 100% on the seller. There's no errors, no UI errors, no mistake on the back end, nothing fishy happening. This is just them listing an NFT for sold. And I'm not gonna lie, I was watching those listings yesterday. I was ready to
Hoping for
yoink because
somebody.
I don't have a doodle, and if I can get a doodle at
Half
cheap
price?
cost, yeah, if I can get a half price doodle, I'll be glad to join the doodle community. They may not welcome me in with open arms after, you know, getting it that way, but I mean, we'll see. But yeah, GGs to them. But yeah, it's just I'm really curious to see if I know that people tweet once a few of these were tweeted out, like people were selling them. It like kind of like took off on Twitter, so I think we're probably not going to see any more of this.
Yeah.
But who knows? There could be that one, or there could be the couple holders that don't pay attention to announcements, and they just come in a week later and just like, oh, this is cool. Let me get this NFT, and and then they list it. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see if it happens anymore.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I might send them a little gifted NFT in return and be like, hey, thanks for the discount. Here you go, homie. You know, I don't think I'm sending them ETH, but I might send them a little NFT.
You gonna send them one of the paper hands NFTs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there's that music. I knew something was missing. We were missing that lo-fi. Yeah, I've got more thoughts on this, but I'm gonna save my thoughts for our hot take section.
We're also missing. Yo, you can check above right here. We got market update.
That's looking official right there. So we had another tweet that came out, and I want us to look at it. We had, I guess you could call it a leak. They called it a leak, but I mean, you kind of have to look. You have to look deep into it. So let's see. So we had Bored Apes. This was, I think, a few days ago. They tweeted this picture of like, hey, this is posting a leak, basically what they say in the comments. Gordo asleep, V posts leaks, which is she's the CEO of Bored Apes. So how many minutes did you spend staring at this photo, zooming in, looking around, or hours? How long did you spend trying to dissect this photo, trying to find something different or something off or some kind of hidden?
I took my phone because it's easiest to do on the phone, to be honest.
Yeah.
Unless you have like a high contrast monitor, but like I just increased the brightness all the way, bro. I saved the picture, I increased the exposure, I decreased contrast, and I did everything I could to try to figure out like, okay, what can I find in this picture? And the thing is, it's like almost anything can be a leak, but it's not even a leak because there's no accurate or like any assumptions that can be made from anything. It's like, oh, are those lily pads a leak? How many lily pads are there? It's like, which way is this facing? And it's like, they suck at leaks, but it also generates hype.
Yeah, I don't know if they suck at leaks, but I think they're very intentional by like not by just like the bare minimums. Like I mean, I was looking at this. My first thing was like, oh look, there's a bucket of coin or a treasure chest of coins. This is an ape coin announcement. But then I realized you look back on the cover photo, that it's just a chest full of bananas, and it's always been there from the beginning. So that wasn't anything special. Did you find anything after you were scouring it? Did you see anything out of place or anything different?
No, I mean, well, I think there's a couple things that have moved. There's something about like the sign on top above the front door, but for the most part, I don't know. I don't think anything was different. Obviously, the ape fishing or whatever is definitely moved, but no, I couldn't really conclude anything from it, and so I was a little upset. But I was like, they got this under control. In Bake We Trust, or Basie Board Ape Yacht Club, whatever you want to say.
Cavs has a good little shout out. Maybe the lily pads look like coins and they're in a pool, so kind of like a liquidity pool, right? It seems like maybe an artistic way of saying ape token. That's interesting. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah,
so
hey, Glorious Milkers, thanks for the follow.
A few things that I was able to look at and I saw that were different. So one is the dog. So if we look here at their, so there's a dog right here, right?
Yeah.
So the dog's gone in the leak. There's no dog on the dock at all. So I think that's maybe hinting at something. And I know in the roadmap, one of the upcoming events that should be soon is that the MD versus MMI, and it's that like the dog, dog leg. So maybe the dog's somewhere. Maybe that'd be something. It looks like the. I think I was talking in the Discord chat. I can't remember if it was Kaz or someone else pointed out, but the light coming from this outhouse is like a different color, and it kind of matches the light in the roadmap of like that MD versus MMI logo. So maybe the dog's in there getting mutated, drinking its serum. Maybe we get dog serums.
Yeah, either that or maybe it's similar to Space Doodles. We can wrap our dogs and then turn them into mech dogs.
Yeah.
Right.
And then one last thing I noticed, and I actually just saw it this morning, was so if you look on the railings here, there's nothing on the rails, and this may be nothing. This could just be a new drawing of it, but there's like a box there and something. There's things on the railings, but again, that just may be like a new artistic interpretation of the clubhouse and just something they added. But that means nothing.
Yeah, I mean. This is a beautiful picture, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to set this as my desktop wallpaper. I might just do it.
Hey, go ahead, right-click, save it. My favorite speculation was this picture. Was look at the door. Someone just put a picture of Kevin there.
Kevin. Yo, if they somehow found a way to bring Kevin into Bored Ape, we're going to the moon. Or actually, we're going past the moon.
We're going past. And you mutate your dog into a Kevin. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about that. We'll see. You know, they like doing these leaks, so we'll kind of see what this ends up to and their time frame. But I'm looking forward to it. Either way, I'm excited for what's coming for Bored Apes. They always have stuff up their sleeves, and they always deliver consistently.
Absolutely.
All right. So we've got these timepieces. So obviously we still have all these world issues going on with Russia and Ukraine, and we've got these timepieces. Have you seen these yet? I just kind of wanted to point these out and just to get your thoughts on this and this idea. But it's from the Verified Collection. It looks like Time got together with a lot of like top NFT artists where they made a bunch of one-of-one pieces, and they're auctioning them off, and 100% of the proceeds are going to the cause for Ukraine. They're going to humanitarian and relief efforts in Ukraine. But I sorted it by high to low because you can kind of see the more bigger name artists here at the top. I think it's really cool, and I think it's a good use, and it's a good use case for NFTs. You can just see like people have all this ETH around. Like, why not put it to good use, right? Have you seen these? I just kind of want to get your thoughts on them.
I haven't seen the details of these. I saw that, okay, there's an auction coming. This is my first time seeing some of these. I've seen them as they were individually shared. Like, what's the one by Pablo here on the bottom right? Yeah, what's the collection called? Fam? No.
It's his, I forgot. Yeah, he's got that new...
Something about people. Yeah.
Humankind.
Humankind.
Yep.
That's the name right there. So since I follow their Twitter... That's how I heard about it, and I saw this one and then a few others, but I haven't seen all of them. I think that's kind of cool, but again, I kind of want to see the details. Is it like 50% going to relief fund? And that's the cool thing about crypto, though, is that we will be able to see at least from anything that happens on chain, like where those funds go. So
Yeah. So they do claim that 100% of the 100%
Yeah.
of the proceeds go.
donated.
They're donated, and also 100% of secondary and
But
royalties are also going. And they
but it
also said
says
OpenSea takes off. Their OpenSea's waiving their fees as well for
Yeah.
this collection.
So we've seen that before. Parallel did something where they
Right.
donated to a educational company, and OpenSea waived the fees. But all it says here is 100% of the proceeds will be donated. But it doesn't say donated where.
Yeah.
Right.
It just
At least on the OpenSea. So again, like I just gotta know the details, but it's pretty cool. I like that they're being active and involved. I'm not ever gonna like knock them for charity and whatnot. But it's just as long as they're transparent about it, then that's all I care about.
yeah, it looks like Law Dog says the human fund is where it's maybe going. Yeah, are you gonna be watching these? They end in a few hours. Are you a buyer at any of these, or are you just kind of watching?
No, it'll be something cool to watch.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be placing any bids. I mean, I'd imagine that some of them are just gonna be out of my price range for something that's just kind of like nice to have. But yeah, so I don't think I'm a bidder, but it's cool to watch.
Apparently, Law Dog was joking, so there's not a human fund. It's just, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna be watching. There are some like pretty big name artists in here. So if someone is a collector, like definitely keep an eye on this. Could be a chance to, Justin Aversano. He's one of the he's the one that does Twin Flames, and I think his floor price is like 90 ETH for his collection. So you can get a one of one for right now. It's at 2.4. So I think a lot of these maybe are underpriced given that it's a one of one of certain artists. But I guess for me as a collector, what doesn't do it for me? The red border. Like I know it's times thing, but if I'm buying the one of an artist, I don't only want the red border along the whole thing, right? It just kind of throws some of these pictures off, like the Drifter Shoots one. It just kind of throws it off, like the red border, the Vinny Hager. Like I wouldn't mind just the time logo in the corner like usual, but I don't know. Just since it's a one of one, the red border just doesn't do it for me as a collector. But again, I'll be watching, and if some of them are cheap enough and stay in this price range, maybe I'll hop in and grab a couple. I love the Pablo one, and Pablo's one of my I love the Robatos. I love Pablo. I think that'd be cool to have a one-on-one piece from Pablo.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that'd be good to watch. And I know we've seen a lot of these collections come up of people raising money for charities to support Ukraine. So it's kind of cool seeing the NFT community rally around that, and also seeing some big organizations also kind of coordinating with a bunch of artists around that as well. And then, so yesterday we had a drop yesterday. Did you pay attention or mint or anything from the Lobby 3?
Yeah, I paid attention to it. I know I'm gonna get a member before Rip Ducky. I know I'm gonna get a member one before the mint ends, just to stay involved. I don't expect to be very active early on, but I'm gonna be a reader for sure. So I want to be inside the community. I want to know what's going on. I think it can end up being a big thing. I don't want it to end up being like Andrew. Was it Yang, right? Like Andrew Yang's project, Andrew Yang's community. Like I want this to stay as, like an NFT lobby group. So
yeah. Did you see how many of these were minted yesterday?
No, I saw it very early on, and I wanted to see if anybody was selling their member below the 0.07, so I could just get it that way.
We'll get to that point here in a bit, but
so I didn't check up on it late last night. But then I was also checking out the Advocate as well, like the 1 ETH. To be honest, I was looking at that, but
same.
It just, I don't know, it doesn't seem right at the moment, like with the benefits that they listed here.
Yeah.
And then also, I didn't feel like maybe I would do it justice either, because you should be like an active member as an advocate. And I didn't want to like fake that. So, if I do get this, it'll be at the member level.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely at least going to be buying at least one of the member level, but maybe like you said, I'm also looking at the advocate. And I think it just depends on what I see. This mint still is lasting until They had it on their site until I think the 9th. So it's still quite a bit to go. It's still a week. So I'm just gonna kind of feel it out, see what else, what other information they put out there. But I don't know if it was as successful as they were thinking or planning, or maybe it was. There was only, I mean, I can refresh it now, but we're almost at 24 hours since they released it, and it's at only 422 were minted, and that includes all of the levels.
Yeah, I think
is
it's severely underwhelming,
Yeah.
despite their tempered expectations. Probably this isn't like a hype drop, or this isn't a flipping thing, at least immediately. But I think they would have thought that at least more than 422 people would be interested in becoming a member at the very least, just tier 1 level.
Now, I mean, this gives us an opportunity. One membership equals one vote. So you and I can just get together. We could join just 400 of these and have almost a majority of the vote.
Yeah.
We just control the DAO.
We could.
And I think at that point we can pretty much run for president. I think that's how it works.
That's how it works.
But you mentioned it earlier. You're wondering if people are gonna buy these to flip. Like this, obviously, if you do any sort of research, look into it. This is not a project you buy to instantly list and instantly flip. Some people didn't get that memo, I guess. And the floor price is already like you're losing money after the fees at this point. But I wanted to look at this person. I was looking at this morning. Let's see.
That's what I was looking out for, because like a vanity thing is kind of like having an early member number, right?
Right.
So I wanted to see if somebody just FOMO'd and somehow and minted an early number, and then they were just kind of getting rid of it at the floor, and then that's one that I would scoop for the same mint price.
Yeah, this person minted it, and then just like listed, lowered
Instant.
listing, lowered it, it just keeps lowering it. Like this person obviously bought it to flip it, but it's
Yeah.
not the project to flip.
We might need this guy on paper hands next segment.
Yeah, we're watching closely. But yeah, just like you, I'll probably be watching secondary because I don't think there's an advantage of buying from the website. It looks like you get the same benefits just by holding the NFT for at least the 0.07 one. So yeah, should be interesting to keep track of. But I'm definitely gonna be watching. I think it was a little underwhelming. I kind of expected there to be a lot more, honestly. But I don't know. Maybe I guess maybe that's U.S. based also kind of limited it. Like there's no advantage to someone in Canada or Europe or Asia buying this, right? It's just kind of it's purely U.S. based NFT, and that may limit a lot of the demand.
Yep.
Let's see. All right. Well, I think we got a new segment, right?
Do we?
I think we do. We got let's see. Do we have anything loaded up for that?
Boom.
Oh,
This
there
one?
it is. There it is. We got tools of the trade. I told some people, I gave some people kind of spoilers. Like I think I had one of my friends was talking to yesterday, Shane. He was asking about some stuff. I was like, hey, pay attention to this stream today. We got some tools. We're gonna walk through some of our how we find our thought process, how we do our research. A lot of the times you guys hear, hey, DYOR. Well, sometimes you may be asking, how do I start by doing my own research? Well, we got this new segment, Tools of the Trade. We're going to basically walk through some tools we use, and we're not going to do them all at once. There's dozens and dozens of tools out there that you can use, but we're doing 2 each today. I think we each chose one paid one and one free one. And we're gonna walk through how to use it, what we use it for, and just kind of our general thoughts off of it. But yeah, anything else you want to add before you get started, or before we get started?
No, not really. Just like you said, it's if your friends were asking you about tools, or you were wondering about tools, and somebody could use this, like just share the link right now for the stream. I mean, they don't have to watch the whole thing, but at least they get a little bit of insight into what tools that we use at the moment. And then if they stick around, they stick around. If not, but I think this is a really important one because without adequate tools, I mean, we're at a significant disadvantage because they are there and other people use them. So if you're not using them, you're just shooting, behind the 8 ball. So,
Yeah.
And then just like Tagline said, there are paid and free tools, freemium tools. So we're each gonna share one paid and then one free, and none of this is sponsored. We're not paid to share any of this, and so it's just the tools that we ourselves actually use. So we'll just hop right into it.
Sure. Let's see. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go and start us off?
You can start. You gonna start with the
Okay.
paid one or the free one?
I'm gonna start with the paid one.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I've got. Let me add this up here. So I've got WGMI.io. So we gonna make it.io. So I guess this is kind of a freemium one, but the part of it that I'm more interested about is the premium feature. This is the general website. If anyone looks at our Twitter and you track our floor updates that I do every morning or every weekday morning, this is where I get most of those numbers from. You know, you can see the floor prices, the current floor price. You can see the 1 day floor, 7 day floor. You can see the percentage change in the 7 day and the 30 day, 1 day. So there's a lot of information here, but there's also a lot of better tools out there that show this information. So this isn't really the part of the website that I'm gonna kind of focus on. The one that I'm more focused on is the premium site, and this is basically my go-to portfolio tracker. A lot of times you're thinking like, man, I've got all these NFTs. I don't know what's my portfolio worth. What's it worth? What's it come down to? And this is what I use for that. Because early last year, I don't know about you or anyone else in the chat, I had a spreadsheet where I tracked all my NFTs. I would change their floor prices, the trait prices. I would have like the ETH price. I would have the calculations where it would come in and say, oh, your valuation's at this. And man, that was exhausting, especially with the amount of NFTs that you and I have and that a lot of people have. It's just
Impossible.
too much to keep track of. It is way too much to keep track of. So I found WGMI.io, their premium site, and I'm going to go ahead and head there. So I guess before I head in there, the premium access is an actual NFT. So I think the cost of it right now is 0.149 for this. I had one early on. I think it was like 0.1 to use it for lifetime, and they turned it into an NFT. But and this is something you could also. I mean, you could split the cost with a friend easily, or with a group of friends, and I'll show you how you can do that. But if we go to the premium site here, let me make sure. Yeah, so I put my. You can manually put in the addresses. I put my address that has my cool cats and my cool cats, my cool pets, and my Zed horses. So the one thing that is bad about it, it doesn't track anything that's not on the ETH mainnet. So you can see like this wallet has all of my Zed horses on there, but it's only cool cats and cool pets. So it's not going to track anything on Polygon. It's only going to track your ETH mainnet. So if you do have something that is valuable outside of the ETH mainnet and you want to keep track of, you may want to try to find a different tool than this. But if majority of your assets are on the ETH mainnet, this is a great tool for you. But you're able to customize. You can put any address in here, even though it's like your NFT. You can track you can hold the NFT membership in your hot wallet, and then you could have your hot wallet in here. You could have your vault wallet in here. You could have multiple. You could have 5 wallets. You could have as many wallets as you want listed in here. And then once you refresh projects, it kind of it refreshes the value, the assets, and the prices. And then you can also change. Do you want it to just be if we look down here in the cool cats section, I can drop down. You can see, all my cool cats. And right now I have it set where it's looking at the trait floor. So it goes through all of these, and it automatically lists at, what is the trait floor for all of these. I can see right now this Ninja Blue is at 70 ETH. That's not an actual trait floor, so I can switch this to, maybe the project floor or the cool 2. And it kind of change it, and you can kind of manually choose if you can see something's off. Because when I first loaded this up with all my wallets, it had my I don't know if whoever follows me on Twitter for a while, but I minted my resignation, and I put it on OpenSea, and I put it as a joke at 1,000 ETH. So whenever I first loaded up WGMI, it counted that asset as being worth 1,000 ETH because it's the only asset in that collection, and it was the floor price is 1,000 ETH, and I saw my account value, and I'm like, what in the world is that? That is not my account value. Then I realized you can go and change it, and you can hide things, but Yeah, so you can change it by traits, or you can just say, maybe a safer bet is to change it by project floor, and you can click that, and it just uses, the project floor for all that for the calculations. But I keep it traits, and let's see. Yeah, that is. So this is kind of. Go on. You guys ask something?
Yeah, did you? Sorry, I just wanted to make sure if you show them where they can like instant list it.
Right.
For
Yeah, absolutely.
marketplaces.
So you're able to. I'm pretty sure I can just click on. Wait, it's not the. I actually haven't even done that yet.
There's
but I know,
looks rare
there
at
it
the
is.
very right, and then then there's. Yeah, so sell asset will bring you directly to the page to list it, and then
Yep.
the same thing with the looks rare button. I believe it'll take you directly to the looks rare page
Yeah.
for you to list it, which is
Yeah.
really nice. So this is not only a portfolio tracker, but it's gonna go through and tell you the price for all those traits, so that way you don't end up selling at the collection floor unless you want to. But instead of having to open up 5 different tabs, 4 to 8 different tabs for each trait and look up at their price, it's just going to do it for all of your items, pretty quickly. And then from there, you can decide what listing price.
Yeah, let me actually sign into that wallet so I can show this a little bit better. But yeah, so I just because I was in my on my hot wallet whenever I clicked that button, so it didn't show it. But yeah, like you were saying, I can go over here, I can click just sell asset, and it automatically goes to here and where I can just list it, and I can just easily see here like, oh, these I can see the floor prices, so I know I'm never gonna misprice my assets. It saves the trouble of going through OpenSea and doing like the shift or control click to do different tabs to find the different trait floors.
Shout out Dort for the sub, by the way. And then those stars up there that tagline is showing on stream, he didn't star those traits on WGMI. That's what they do in the application to let you know what the highest floor trait that you have is. So that's automatically highlighted. So it's just, hey, be aware, you have this trait that's selling for 30 ETH.
Yeah, and you can kind of see for a different collection like the cool pets where there's no individual traits. That's why I have that one set to project, because there's no. I mean, that's just if you have a bunch of 1155s, it tracks that, or just if it's just a project like this where there's just one trait, it's just one thing before they hatch. Then that's easy to keep track of just the project floor. But yeah, let me see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. That's pretty much all I use it for. You're able to see your activity. You're able to see your listings that you have. I don't have any of these listed because I'm just collecting that milk. I think my I think my OpenSea name for this wallet is actually it's Milk Factory.
Milk Factory, baby.
Milk Factory is out here producing.
Hey, one more thing I guess on WGMI is if you go back to your portfolio and then Cool Cats, and then click the little graph next to this top Cool Cat by the looks rare emblem on the very right. Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah. Click that project activity. No, okay. Go back to the premium. Maybe try under the word actions on the column.
I think it's gonna be this one right here. Is this what you're looking for?
Kinda. I mean, they have some multiple graphs, but this is a good one to show. Like, okay, this isn't necessarily a huge analytics platform, but some low-hanging fruit they already knocked out and did for you. Like some charts that are very important to you and that you like to see. Here you can't change the timeline. You can't filter to anything else. It's just collection floor history. But that's just like little added bonuses, and they're still working as well to get you some more advanced charts. But it comes with at least a little set of them. So
yeah, absolutely. And we've got cool. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like I said. I only use this mainly for my portfolio tracker. Like it has a lot of features to it, like where you can track floors, track prices. There's better tools that I use for that. And actually, my other one today that I'm going to talk about is going to be one for that. But I think this is by far the best portfolio tracker that I've come across and that I've used. So definitely, if you have a lot of your assets tied to ETH mainnet, this is definitely the one I would look for. And when I mentioned earlier, you could share this. Like if you're looking at the membership pass and you're not, you see 0.15, like I don't want to pay 0.15 for just a portfolio tracker. You
Yeah.
can get with a buddy. You can get like a neutral wallet or something, or even just just pull some money together and maybe a group of people buy it. And like I said, you can manually put addresses in here. So if you don't mind someone else maybe knowing what your assets are worth, but you can share the cost of that NFT and then just change the wallet address to, I can look up your wallet addresses, type them all in here, and you could see your thing. I could delete all those, add in BSBs and see all those. So you can, there's
Yep.
ways that you can basically share the cost between a group of friends and just all use it collectively, which I think is neat. Yeah, that's kind of my breakdown for WGMI. Like I said, this is just my go-to portfolio tracker.
Yeah, and this is a really awesome one. This is an OG, so some people may not know of it. But yeah, this is definitely an OG tool. It's one of the first ones that came out to be able to do this. There might be other tools that look better, that cost more or whatever, but this one, to be honest, this one may not have all the looks, but it's definitely the one that I go to for just the fundamental features and stuff that I need. I'm like, all right, portfolio value, okay, project traits, instant list, watch list, all that stuff. So yeah, shout out to WGMI. That was a good one to share.
Yeah, and whenever I have actually all my wallets in here, my hot wallet, my vault, other wallets, like this list, like it's a long list that you go through and you can just kind of choose. Some projects are just trait options, and I like that you can change trait and project between each individual product. It's not like, oh, all of them are either project or all are only traits. It's you go through and manually pick which ones you want to be prioritized whenever it's pulling that value.
Yep.
But yeah, that is my freemium pick, or kind of premium pick, and then I'll let you take over with your next one.
All right, let me go ahead and hop into the screen share. Window. Cool. I think this is gonna do it.
And I'm gonna kick my dogs out of the room real quick because they're being a little bit too loud.
No worries. All right, so chat, this is what I got for you, and this is my paid one. We're gonna go ahead and hop into something called Ninja Alerts. Now, Ninja Alerts, if you have not heard of it, it is a mobile and web app that gives you NFT alerts based off a wallet address or contract address, and then plus a method. So if you want to know when that reveal is happening, when that public sale trigger goes live, pre-sale, like Ninja Alerts is going to give you that in real time. They keep making updates, in terms of how fast it goes, what's the delay, just little things here and there, that quality of life improvements. So we'll just hop into the app. So one thing that you can see is like, here's a live feed, and I don't have to have this open for it to populate. Actually, I can come in here and it's going to show me retroactively what's happened across my my alerts. So you can see BSB kind of going ham this morning. Cranky critters, he's selling them, but we might have accidentally exposed BSB there, but it's all good. It'll show you some trends that are happening: most minted, most bought, most sold. Manage alerts. So here I can see which alerts I do have set up. And then I can add an alert here from the bottom right. And then what Ninja Alerts does, one of the cool things is that I can manually enter a contractor wallet address, but I actually don't have to know the contract address of some influencers in Wales. I can actually go here to their curated list, and I can see, okay, there's Blau, there's AJ, Art Chick, Ashton Kutcher. So I can just add their wallets via here, add alert, and there's no limit to the amount of alerts that you can add to this thing. So this is the web app. You can also plug it into a Discord webhook. Good thing I didn't have one actually there on stream, because then you would have had access to the webhook, but I don't have it set up. But you can have it set up to a Discord, so that way it's going to post in your channel. The other thing I wanted to show you was just a little example of how I have to hide behind my phone, I think. So it's pretty bright. Let me take it down. There we go, something like that. But here's my alerts, and these aren't only alerts in the app. I'm also going to receive push alerts, and basically it's the same as the web app, but it is a fully functioning iOS and Android app. So you can access this from anywhere. You don't need your wallet, so I didn't connect to my wallet via the app. It is an NFT in terms of lifetime access, but you can sign up. You can either continue signing in with your wallet, or you can make like a Web 2 profile where you have a username and password, which is honestly, I think, some of the alpha, because what I can do is I can share, with my friends, or, my sister, my brother-in-law, whoever else, my cousin, like I can share with them my username and password, and then they can go and download the app, and then they enter that information, and then now we're all getting the same alerts. As long as we care about the same alerts, that's one way to do it. So it cuts down on that cost. That's currently 0.235 on OpenSea. The founder behind this has previously founded and ran successfully another software company. He's pretty well known on Twitter within Web 2 and stuff. So this was his entrance into Web 3, and so far he's taken care of us. And this is, again, especially back then when contracts were just flipping on a public sale, and then there was like a gas war imminent. This would let me know I could be ready to go on Etherscan to be able to mint through that contract. And as soon as I got the Ninja alert, then I knew that it was okay to mint. So if anybody has questions about that, let me know. But that's 0.235. I think it minted for like 0.2 or 0.25. So it's just, steadily holding, and it's been quite a while. They have a Discord set up where you can, AMA, put in suggestions, questions, put in your feedback, your bugs, suggest influencers and whales. So that's mine.
That's a good shout. I've actually never used Ninja alerts, but I'm gonna have to look into them.
Yeah.
Is there a way that you can kind of share that cost between friends, or is it kind of just linked to? Is it kind of more personal to you?
It is one wallet, so one wallet has to own the NFT. But then after that, you can go on and make an account, and then you share that username and password with friends.
Okay.
So, you can all fund this is 0.235. Let's say you get together with 4 or 5 people, you all put in 0.05. And then with that wallet, then you go and create a username and password, and then distribute it amongst everybody.
Nice. That sounds like some alpha right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I got my free one now.
All right.
So my free one,
Oops,
we clicked at the same time. My free one is one actually we use every stream, but I've got a little bit more in-depth use for it. So it's Flips.finance, and this one's free. Obviously, whenever everyone that watches the stream, you kind of already see the first use case of it. You can just track floor prices, the percentage change, the supply listed, very basic stuff. Just like WGMI had a lot of this information, a lot of websites have this information. So this is nothing special. This isn't my main use case for it, but that's a great one. But it's a good thing to look at. But if we go in over here, so I've got there's 2 things for Flips.finance that I use. So the live feed. If I click on the live feed, this is going to show me, it keeps track of the blockchain, and it's keeping track of projects, and it's keeping track of the sales. You can see over here this activity. It's just showing live sales that are happening for NFTs that they're keeping track of. You'll be able to see just it keeps changing. I can look over here. I can sort the leaderboard by sales. Let's say I want to see, what's the top project in sales in the last 1 hour. I can see that right now it's Dippies, and then Kevin Wunks. There's a lot of Kevins out there, like we talked about. I can look in the last 3 hours, what's really popular. Or if you're really trying to get ahead of the curve and you're trying to basically buy a pump project, but you want to buy it like early into the pump and then sell it maybe like close to the top, before it starts to slow down. Maybe you're just watching the 5-minute feed and you're just kind of keeping a track on it and just seeing these sales for 5 minutes. So if a random project just jumps up here to number 1, maybe you use that information to go buy a floor piece real quick, hold it, and then once it goes up a little bit more, then you turn around and sell it for like a small profit. That's one way you can use that, just to keep track of the sales. It's always good just to kind of keep this on a sidebar or like a side screen just during your normal day or NFT day, so you can kind of see what people are buying. You can see the volume of things. You can also sort it by buyers, because I think one of the more unique or one of the most, I guess, important unique qualities or traits for a project is your unique holders. So if I switch this from sales to buyers, I don't want to see 42 sales and like it's only one buyer. Someone just genie swept it and they're trying to pump up a project all by themselves. So you do want to see that there's a good amount of buyers, individual buyers, paired with those sales. So like it's a red flag if you see 50 sales, there's only 3 buyers, right? That may not be as widespread, and that's just someone maybe trying to do, like I said, a genie sweep just to pump up the project short term, and they may try to dump shortly. But if you see unique buyers, then that's a good sign, and you can keep sorting it. There's you can sort by sales, you can sort by buyers, you can sort it by volume for ETH. You can just sort by let's see, yeah, and you can change the time frame too. I think the more valuable one for this one is going to be that 5-minute range, 5 to 15-minute range, so you can see what's happening live. You can see what's happening right now in the NFT space. What are people buying? Gas is high. Look at this. You'll if you see gas is high, we see all the time. People ask like, oh, why is gas high? Well, if you have this up, you'll know why gas is high. This will tell you like, oh, this is being minted or this is being bought. This is why gas is high. So that's one portion, but I think the section I use the most is this dashboard section. And I'll wait for it to load. But this is where you can actually, like, whenever I look into buying secondary for a project, this is what I usually go to analyze and to see if I think the price is going to increase, or if I think the price maybe at its peak, or if it's going to actively decrease. And I'll give an example of that. So if I look up, let's look at a top project. So sort of by floor, and let's look at Bored Apes. I can see the max, floor price. We see all this right here. I'm not too worried about the floor price. I'm worried about these other 2 tabs right here, holders and number listed. Like I said earlier, I think holders and unique holders for a project is probably the single most important statistic for a project to be successful and to hold a good value long term. And then paired with that is going to be number listed. And you're going to kind of see how these charts go. So for Bored Apes, we see this consistently increasing with holders going up. This is exactly the path or the direction you want to see this graph going for holders. And then for the opposite, for listed, I want to see it going, obviously we want high holders and low listings. So I want to see the number listed. I want to see the opposite. I want to see it going from high to low. And we kind of see that trajectory as well. We see it starts high, then it goes a little bit lower. And I set this to max. This is from the very beginning that this tool started tracking it.
Yeah.
Now we see this big dump off. That's whenever OpenSea, you're going to see this a lot on every project right now, because that's whenever OpenSea did their contract migration and basically delisted all the NFTs on their platform.
Yeah.
So it just immediately went down and then it goes back up, but it's less from where it started. So I guess if I'm looking to buy an NFT, I'm going to look at the 7-day, and we actually see
the major delisting.
Yeah, it looks bad because it's like, oh, charts. Anytime you see this motion in a chart, it's always like, oh, the price dumped, something got rugged. This is actually, for listings, you want to see it low, so it's not that bad. It's actually kind of bullish for projects that happened because there's less listings. But if I look 7 days, and we've kind of seen it with Bored Apes, we've seen the price for Bored Apes drop. They went from 120 now down to 84, and if you look at that, they've kind of, the listings have gone up, so that kind of that kind of matches. We've seen listings go up, so price is going to go up. The higher the listings are, the more we see this chart going up, the more people are going to be undercutting the floor. And then holders has actually been really good. It's gone up since in the last 7 days. But obviously Bored Apes is like the project to look at. But let's say I'm looking at a project in like the 1 to 10 ETH range, and I'm deciding if I want to buy. Give me an example. Give me like a random project that maybe you're thinking about, Jeremy, or chat, one that I can look into.
For me, it's been a while since I've taken a look at Clonex, but
okay. I don't own any Clonex, so this is actually a good one. So we can look at Clonex. So I'll start with the floor, which I don't care about the floor chart. I really care about the holders chart. So let's look at the holders. Mm-hmm. That looks really good to me. It's been a little stagnant at the end of it, the last 24 hours. But I think we've seen a lot of projects kind of have that, short term. The last few days they've been kind of red.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking for a project long term, and I don't use this tool to buy my flips. I don't use this tool if I want to buy something and plan on selling it the next day. This is the tool I use if I'm looking for like an investment. If I'm looking for a few months down the road. This is the tool I'm going to use because this pattern should stick for that. So for Clone X, it's got that good pattern. If I look at Max, we're looking pretty close to the Bored Ape chart, right? It's pretty consistent going up. And if we look at listed, I mean that's also kind of consistently going down. So the Clone X chart's looking good. The main thing you don't want to see, like we talked about, you don't want to see this chart go down.
Well,
and
this
holders go up.
Yeah, I don't know if holders would ever really go down too much consistently, but it may be a shallow, increase in holders. So you kind of want to see that rate of holders be more sharp and increasing at a faster rate, more rather than shallow, because that's gonna bring that supply crunch. It's gonna zoom it up. I mean, bring it forward.
Yeah, and I would more look at probably the 7-day chart for if I'm analyzing these, but before I buy, I'd probably look at the 7-day as opposed to the 30 or the 24-hour. Because 24-hour, I mean, the wind blows and something happens, right? So I'm not interested in 24 hours. 30 days, maybe this is, this looks good, but maybe there was a big announcement that happened that's causing a dump off right here. So I'm more interested in that 7-day chart.
Yeah.
But
Shane has a question for you, by the way.
Is this what you're thinking of when I ask about projects under 5 ETH? Yeah. So and I'll actually use an example because I'm actually looking at MFers. Because I like the MFers and I want to buy MFers. So I'm actually watching these closely. I don't own any yet. So if I look at MFers, right now they're at 2.4 ETH. And the holders they're 7-day. This is why I haven't bought in yet, because if you compare this chart to the Bored Ape chart, even the Clone X chart, and this is the 7-day one, it is all over the place. There's a lot of fluctuation, and in the listed, it's also just a lot of up and down. It's generally going down for listings, but these holders, that kind of has me waiting to purchase. Because if we compare this 7-day chart to, let's go back up to the Bored Ape one for 7 days, that looks a lot more consistent. It looks a lot more steady increase for holders. Looks like Shane says Azuki. Let's look at Azuki's holders for 7 days. That's a really good looking line right there. That's a good looking line. That's a good looking pattern. I like seeing that. And then for listed, this is where it's maybe where I don't like that. This is trending upwards, and we're seeing that because the floor price for Azuki's, 2 days ago was at maybe 11 ETH. Yesterday it was at 10. Now it's at 9.69, and these listings are going up, and it looks like it's not changing yet. So that price may keep coming down.
Yeah.
But that's kind of my the Flips.finance breakdown. This is what I use it for. I use this mainly if I'm looking at investing if I want to invest in a project long term. This again, I don't use this for short-term flips. This is more of investing for long. And you can also see project information down here. It shows you the mint price. It shows you the royalty fees, whenever it was created, and so it has a lot of key information that just pulls it right there for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my free one.
All right. Let me get this banner up, and then we'll hop into the next one. So that's on my screen. Should be NFT Go. All right. So this is kind of similar to Flips.finance, but it's not really focused on the overall picture so much that you can get into details, such as Flips.finance. You were able to drill down into the details, but the landing page is much different, right? This is a very high level versus like Flips.finance shows you in all the in the rows and percentage change there. So the landing page is much different. This is NFT Go. It's my free suggestion. Here we can see market cap trends, traders, and category liquidity. So they have projects labeled and broken down into art, utility, collectibles, metaverse, PFP, things like this. Then you have the NFT ranking. So then here you can come in and look at the 24-hour, the 1 day, the 7 day. You can look at the volume over the last 24 hours. This one is a little skewed. I think Terraforms is like involved in this like wash trading thing that just happens back and forth. But you can see maybe some of the ones that stand out that aren't some of the wash trading, like dots, antonyms. Then we can come over here and see like what's new in terms of minting. You can say over the last 24 hours, what was the highest minted project? And I can see that it was Kevin MFers, right? Or Dippies from this morning. Or I can just see in the last 30 minutes or 15 minutes, you know, what are people minting right now? That's really great. They have a whale category up here at the top. So the whale category, this is going to let you know, you can filter the buy or sell. So you want to know what whales are trading or in terms of buying over the last 12 hours. 3 whales have bought 4 Zukis. Or you can see what the whales are minting over the last 12 hours. So 7 whales minted 27 of whatever Gen Art drop is doing today or over the last 12 hours. You can just see their overall KPIs like on this activity charted. They do have like a drops calendar. This one is filled with a lot of trash though. That's not like curated. It's not filtered. I think they just take submissions, and if all the information is there, they'll go ahead and put it on their drops calendar. But yeah, again, if you just wanted to be aware of some stuff that's going down, they have it here. Really, where a lot of their alpha is, if you don't know how to use the charts or whatnot, is they have an annual report. There's a paid version and a free version. Their paid one is 0.22, and their free version is obviously free, but it's there on resources research, and then you can get this. And here I just wanted to show you, we're not going to go over it, but I wanted to show you what they have in here: glossary and metrics, the chronicle, so it's a timeline of things, market statistics, the top sales for the last year, risk and regulations to the NFC scene and industry. So this is a really great read once you have the time to do it. Let's see, obviously the big one, right? Dark mode, light mode.
Oh, that's alpha right there.
Yeah, that's alpha. But then once you actually connect your wallet, and then you can see they actually have statistics, and well, not only statistics, but actually like a library, like a collection showcase of your stuff. But then you can actually see what your portfolio of the wallet that you have connected is. So here I can see that I have a huge bag of parallel, 25% of this wallet, right?
It's got some parallel whale,
12% of Frontier, 8% Jenkins, and stuff like that. So I can see the addresses that I am most related to, which ones that I most interact with. And then I can even see that kind of like as a, I don't think this is necessarily a spider chart, but you get what I mean. And then I can see by collection, similar to WGMIO, like what the holding value of that collection is. So yeah, this is a really good one. And again, this is all for free. Like I haven't spent a dime on NFT Go. And you not only can you do this, you can share your profile with others. So if you want to like flex a little bit or get a little bit of a review, you can do that. You can see other people's here. So I don't know if I can go to see like taglines or something. Tagline. Oh, that's a name tagline. But anyways, I can go to his, here's an address, right? Here's an address that I can pull up, and then I can see the overall statistics here. And then again, look at these charts just as I looked at my own wallet. So you don't even have to sign into your wallet. There are benefits to doing so, but if you were like skeptical of that, you can just type in your wallet address and be able to get the same information. So that's NFT Go. I'm going to keep it nice and short because we do have another segment we want to get to, and we don't want to take up all your time. And then just as a little bonus, if you guys don't know about what's minting.live, I heard Tagline say earlier, you guys always have the question, hey, what's causing gas to rise? What's causing gas to rise? here you can look at different time intervals and you can see which projects are the leaderboard for the gas that's being used. So over the last 15 minutes, we have Smart Beast 359 mints, and that caused, or they paid in gas 3.17 ETH. Yep, so that's just a little bonus tool, and that again, that's NFT Go. You can see the information scrolling down there at the bottom. Oh, and then one little snippet, the 2 emotes that we have for you guys that are still in review, not by us, but by Twitch, for them to approve it. We're going to have GM. We got to have a GM, right? Like what?
Yeah,
if you're an
GM.
NFT channel, you can't not have GM emoji. And then we're going to have the FOMO. We got FOMO. We got little Wolfie FOMOing over like Kevin's or something. So those 2 are going to be coming. Again, we have already uploaded them. I guess, Twitch doesn't like something in the way that FOMO is spelled or GM is spelled. I don't know. But yeah, so now we'll get to move on to our next segment and the thing that you guys have all been waiting for.
Ooh.
Since yesterday's announcement that we put it on Twitter. If you're not following us, that's NFAlpha_ on Twitter. I think we can put it up there for you guys. But we announced yesterday that we got a very, very special guest, and for one of our most favorited segments. So this is like a double banger, pretty much, because you have our favorite segment, NFT's one of NFT's favorite stars, and we're putting those 2 things together for you to enjoy as content. So, without further ado, let's introduce the man, Big Sexy Bartolo, otherwise known as Zach, otherwise known as Big Daddy.
Yo, BSB in the house.
How's it going, everyone? Happy to be here representing the chat today for Pick'ems.
Yeah.
Oh.
Spoilers.
Yo, not really.
Spoilers.
It's all good. It's all good. That's going to be Big Sexy Bartolo on Twitter. Give him a follow. He's one of the nicest, if not the nicest, most kind, caring people in the NFT scene. So if you got a question, he'll take care of you. If you got a cute picture, he's going to retweet that. If you got cats, you're immediately going to be his best friend. So, yeah.
I will just say, you better hide your significant other from BSB because, look at that man. BSB is basically he's basically my emergency contact. If something happens to me, my wife knows to contact Big Sexy Bartolo on Discord, and he's gonna help her out to get all my stuff basically to make sure she can cash out all my stuff. But yeah, BSB's a man. Glad to have him on stream. And yeah, he's here to fill the role. We teased it last week. We've been doing this Pick'em segment. We've been doing just me and Jeremy, but we kind of want to involve the chat some way. So we're testing something out this week. We're going to have a representative of the chat be on in place. So BSB is the voice of the chat today. His Pick'em is going to be the chat's Pick'em. So no pressure, BSB, but you are representing the thousands and thousands of viewers.
We're going to hit 100,000 today. So yeah,
I think we're at 100,000, yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, without further ado, let's pick them.
Let's pick them.
Awesome
So
graphic update there, by the way.
So this week, we are picking NFT artists. So this can be one-on-one artists, it could be project artists, it could be, hey, as long as they're an NFT artist, they can be picked.
Mm-hmm.
And BSB, since you are the guest, you get the first pick. Jeremy got to pick first last week, so I'll go second. Jeremy will be third, and then we're doing snake draft. So Jeremy's gonna get back-to-back picks, and no pressure.
On, boys.
No pressure.
We used to have the
clue.
Yeah, this one is not my specialty when it comes to artists, but that's the thing about art is there's so many good choices. It's art subjective, right? We're all winners right in this category.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of got swayed, and I'm going to steal your vote here. You're right. There is a clear number one pick, and I kind of have to do it.
Oh,
Looking at everything, you got to go with the man himself, Beeple. He has the biggest sales of all time. He's got the late night TV appearances. He's got the huge art gatherings at all the events. Hands down, Beeple, easy number one pick.
If I would have kept my mouth shut earlier, would you have just looked over that and picked what you were going to pick?
Most likely, he was on the list, but I
thought
like,
that.
you know what?
Beeple is a clear 101. Like he's like people like if you ask a normal person about NFT art, they probably know who Beeple is or they heard him, but they haven't heard a lot of these guys. But Beeple's the guy, right?
I went in and literally Googled NFT artists, like 5 different generic who's an NFT artist, and he's the number one every single time. So
Yeah.
he is the guy. I've got a few friends into it, and they've asked about Beeple. They've looked up his work before. It's him and one other that's kind of caught a few eyes. I won't say that yet because I might get him as a late pick in this draft.
All right,
Sleeper.
That's a good pick. I mean that's what I would have picked. So I mean, hey, chat. I mean, I think you make the chat proud by that. My first pick, I'm gonna go with X Copy as my first pick. So X Copy, he's got some big sales coming. He's got the momentum. I think we're gonna look back and he's gonna be kind of one of the bigger artists to come out of 2021, 2022.
All right. And so you get one pick, and then now I get 2, and then it's gonna go back.
Yep.
All right. I mean, that's a pretty solid pick. I mean, for me, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and probably go. I was really hoping y'all would sleep on Beeple. Y'all would forget about him somehow.
Let me tell you.
I'm gonna go with the young kid, the young stunner, man. I'm gonna go with Pharaoh, and then I'm gonna go. X Copy's already taken, right?
Yep.
Probably go with like Hackatao then. Probably go with Hackatao.
Ooh, that's a
Okay.
good one.
Yeah.
So you got Ferocious and Hackatao.
Uh-huh.
That's a solid one too, right there.
Honestly, I might even flip those because I didn't really think about them in the order because I had those just two picks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if I had to pick an order, it'd probably be Hackatao and then Pharaoh.
Okay.
Solid 2 picks.
Yeah, those are. I like how our first picks are all kind of one of one type of artists, which is interesting. I was curious to see when the first like project artist is going to come out, so we still haven't seen that yet. But my second pick, oof, I think I'm gonna go with. I don't want to. I unfollow this guy on Twitter. I have him hidden. I don't own his projects.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't like the hype he drives, but you also can't argue that he's one of the top NFT artists. He's one of the most popular ones. He's right there next to Beeple, and Totally right. I'm taking Pac. I'm taking Murat Pac.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah.
Thank you.
Kaz had to comment there, like we're still missing him, right? We all know who he's talking about, but I think we all intentionally did not pick him, and maybe it's because we're not big into the art scene. I don't know, but I think we're kind of all on the same page. Like his projects generate like unnecessary and like I forgot the word, but basically it doesn't live up to the hype, right? But still, there's tons of money just being poured in. And I don't know, because this guy comes up on the Google search results. People are like, yep, this is a banger. I'm going to be able to 10, 20, 50x this down the road. But, I mean, that hype is there. But I intentionally did not pick him because I think all the stuff that I've been involved with Pac is pretty trash, to be honest.
I think I was kind of forced to pick him there because you can't let Pac go much further. And BSB, I did you a solid because I don't think the chat wanted. So apparently, Mtoli, he didn't want him. So chat didn't want Pac, so I saved you right there. But yeah, I'm gonna take Pac. That's a pretty easy one.
No, thank you.
Now you get back. Now you get back to back.
I got back to back, and I'm thinking this is where I bring in a little generative art, 10K project. Someone who I probably would have taken with the number 1 pick overall, because obviously we like the cats. So I got to take Klon off the board right here at 1 pick.
Okay.
Sorry, chat.
Sneaky.
Taking that one on my own.
Sneaky.
Let me know, chat, later. I'm not seeing a lot of comments out there. What are we thinking? I got a few suggestions here. But for those 4th, 5th round picks, let me know. I'm going to take for this one, I'm going to stick with the 10K. And I don't own this project, but I have always liked the art. This one is just about the art. And I'm going to take Burnt Toast of Doodles. A little surprise pick. Because I think his art is fantastic, or their art is fantastic, and the colors pop. People love it. It's always been just about the art for the Doodles. Just the price is not there for me, so I'm not in there right now. But the art is it. The Space Doodles came out. I'm not sure about you guys, but I've been loving those. So many different little music bops along with them as they go on their little journeys through space. Go ahead, yeah.
No, I mean, I'd just say solid. I mean, I think when we were trying to zig, BSB's over here zagging, so I'd even really consider those types of projects and the founders behind them. I guess because most of them don't really have, let's say, like an NFT portfolio behind them, but they still have an art portfolio. You know, art was their career for the most part. So yeah, I mean, they definitely qualify as NFT artists, and they're doing great things. So yeah, pretty sneaky there, BSB. I like it.
Bring it back to the classics there, the things we started with.
There you go. I was wondering when the first 10K. I figured it was gonna be cloned by BSB. If I was a betting man, that was like an easy bet, right?
Yeah.
All right, back to me for my third pick, right in the middle. I don't get back-to-back picks, so I got to be careful. I basically have to pick. You know, I have to think, what's Yo Jeremy gonna take? What's gonna make it back to me? So thinking like that, you know what? I'm gonna follow your lead. I'm gonna follow your lead with the 10K. I think I have another pick I want to take here, but I think it's gonna make it back to me. And I'm gonna follow your lead with the 10K, and I'm gonna take Yam.
Okay.
I'm taking for World of Women. I'm taking Yam. I think she's been a great pioneer for the generative art space, and for what she's done for women is amazing for in the art space and in NFT space. So yeah, I'm taking Yam, and I don't think Terps is watching, but that's for Terps right there.
Yo, shout out Terps. Oh, and that reminds me, by the way, I can't remember if we shouted him out or not, if we showed the love, but Dort God did subscribe earlier during our tool thing. So just want to make sure Dort gets the love that he deserves. Thank you very much for subscribing.
Shout out Dort, thank you.
Always shout out Dork God.
All right, so that's me. Go tagline. If you're writing them down, can you send me the list?
Yeah, I
I
got
kind of want to
keeping
make
track
a
of them.
banner on the bottom, like before we kind of end this segment. But yeah, just send them my way, and then I'll put it up there. No worries. And then, okay, so third, fourth pick. This is, well, all of this is tough. You know, it just depends. I'm trying to think who follows NFA, who's going to be voting, who can I appeal to, and I think BSB already like just took the W right there with those last two. It's kind of tough now. I got to make up ground. I'm gonna go with Drifter. And then I'm gonna have to go with maybe Micah Johnson after that. So Drifter and Micah Johnson. Micah Johnson is the artist behind Aku Dreams, a really big collection there, super hype, really great following. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Drifter and Micah Johnson.
Man, Drifter.
Definitely.
I was looking forward to taking Drifter like towards the end, but yeah, you got that. That's a good one. And Michael Johnson, that was also on there. The Aku, that's a good collection. BSV, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say Micah Johnson was one I didn't have on my list, but a very good pick because I've always liked the Aku collection. Drift was getting taken off the board eventually, so great pick.
All right, for my pick, this is the one I thought would make it back to me. I didn't think Jeremy would take it, so I'm gonna take a little ghost action. I'm gonna take Gang Yang.
I thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think he kind of came on the scene and his collection just blew up with the Ghost collection. He's been very innovative with how he's doing his collections and how he's rewarding his collectors. So I think Gang Yang is my fourth pick. I think that's a steal.
You're
I like
right.
it. It's definitely, the chat was talking about it. It was one of my chat picks, the only one left from Kaz. So, Chili, what? No, Dario, we got a Schiller Paints shout out from Manga. Might have to think about that. What are we gonna go with here, chat? And Toli's tossing out fuck render. And sorry. But,
Family show.
Yeah, family
Okay,
show.
dude. We just
I'll
got
get banned.
affiliate.
Yo,
mods,
with the V, not with the U, with the V. You know, it's all good.
Anytime I type MFers in the chat, I get auto banned. So you gotta be careful, you know. I'm gonna go with Toli just to make the mod happy, and I think it's a great pick. We're gonna go with the man himself, Render, and he's got the new project coming out, which some people are skeptical about, but I think it's similar to his style overall, and I'm excited to see what comes out with his project I'm not sure if it's a 10K or how many are coming out with the avatars, but his work from before that, the crystals, all his one-on-one pieces, it's been very solid. He's a huge NFT artist for sure.
That's pretty solid. I mean, I like for a while there, it was like pretty stagnant. He wasn't really doing anything with the latest project, or he was doing something. We didn't have a lot of insight into it. But then after the latest release and a little clip that he showed, he's working. He's got a team there working. They're doing big things. I don't own a lot of his stuff, but the stuff that he does put out, I do vibe with that style. So yeah solid pick.
And I think you got one more pick, BSB, your last one.
I do. And JVB just popped in the chat and definitely mentioned someone on my list that I think I'm gonna steal from you guys, but we'll make the chat happy because I think our list is pretty juiced right now. We got 4 solid picks. Let's make it 5 and go with Justin Aversano of the Twin Flames.
JVB, that is wrong. How
That's
dare you come in? That's an amazing pick. Twin Flames collection, yeah.
I'm very happy with the pick. I was very tempted to go with the meme in the 5th selection overall, but we won't go with that. We'll keep it for honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions, yeah. That's a good one. Man, now I'm torn. Okay. For my last pick, I'm going with a little generative art. I'm going with Tyler Hobbs.
Ooh.
So he's the one that did Fidenzas. So I'm taking Tyler Hobbs. I think I was between a couple of the generative art picks, but I think that's kind of the one that I'm going to lean to, the more high end one.
I like it. Shout out to Fidenzas, the art block OG.
All right. So let's see what I got. I only have one left, right?
Yep, last one.
Oof. I mean, this man, he's been working in NFTs for a little while now. He's put out quite a few collections. He's making sure that floor price goes up. He's making sure you guys stay educated and safe. He's even hosting a big conference in Minnesota this year.
Okay.
And this guy has been working on art his entire life. And he's blessed us all with the opportunity to be able to own some of the characters that are in his mind and his IP. So, without further ado, I am taking with my last pick, Gary Vaynerchuk.
Okay, dude. Yo, F's in the chat. Chat hates that pick. That is... The thing is, you're going to get votes on the Twitter poll because people are going to see Gary V and they're like, oh yeah, let's vote for that guy.
I gotta make up some ground.
Yo, Screen, take it easy. I don't know if you're actually leaving or if you're just leaving because of that pick. I'm sorry if it's because of that pick, but...
It's understandable if it was that pick,
You know what? What's funny, me and BSP were talking before this, and we were joking about, hey, yo, Gary V's technically an NFT artist.
Bro, that's my desperate, full court shot. I'm down. I need a 4-point play, all right?
I like it.
So,
if I was in that same situation, I think I would have done my boy Sartoshi, It's the same thing. What he's done with MFers is just indescribable to the scene.
A solid one that Harry actually mentioned that was on my list is Mad Dog Jones, but I had to go with the Hail Mary. I'm down bad right now.
You had to go with it.
Yeah. But shout out Hunter too. Shout out our boy Hunter. That man working hard. If you ever need a commission or anything like that, and you just want some dope, art for your wall, whatever it may be, your wallpaper, your phone, Hunter does some great work. Jyoti as well. Jyoti on Twitter. Who else? Just smaller artists who are just coming up. You guys have anybody?
For honorable mentions that were on our list as well.
Just smaller artists, just shout out supporting smaller artists. You guys support. Oh, Bartolo, you buy what's that collection on OpenSea that you buy with the hamsters? Oh, Hamster Dude.
Oh, Hammies.
Yeah. Shout out
by
Hammies.
Ricardo. I don't want to say it wrong, but it's by Hammies. The collection is Hammies.
Mm-hmm.
It started with Suicidal Hamsters 101 pieces, and then it went to 1,000 101 Hammies. Little cute hamsters, and it's right up my alley. I love the cute with the cool cats, the species. It's perfect. But yeah, they've been making art for a long time, and they're doing some cool stuff with NFT Worlds on the upcoming. They got some things built for them, so I'm excited to see what pops off for Hammies.
Yep.
I was close to him. So Jeremy, kind of my cheese pick. You got Gary V as your kind of cheese pick. I was my honorable mention, I was gonna take him. I was gonna take Damian Hirst because he's technically an NFT artist now, right?
Technically.
He's got okay more than Gary V. He's got art that's NFTs. So that was gonna be my little cheese pick at the end, but I was my morals were way too high to take that pick, obviously. But no, that's funny. But yeah. That's a good shout out for those artists that you guys have. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I know I've got a few, but I should have looked more for those.
Yeah. Most of my selections on my list got picked up, so it was a good draft overall, I gotta say.
Yeah, and we're gonna put this poll on. We'll put this on Twitter at some point later today or tomorrow, and then we'll kind of look on Friday or Monday to see the results and to see, was it Germany, was it Tagline, or was it the chat and BSB that took it this week? I don't know.
Chat, I need your support here.
Chat's just gotta pump their bags. You're gonna win like 100%.
Easy win. Let's see who gets second, boys.
We'll see who gets second. That's the true competition.
Yeah. Hey, it was fun though having BSB up here. I mean, I know he's gonna make it back, but if anybody in the chat, y'all really active in the scene. If y'all interact a lot with the Twitter and stuff like that, and you guys want to make it up on the show, just let us know. Let us know maybe what segment you think you can add value to. BSB can add value to any of these segments, to be honest. But we're looking forward to maybe having all of you guys up here on the stream at some point. I know we need Mr. JVB up on stream for sure, but that's silent stream only. It's got to be muted. Yep, got to be muted.
JVB, you're muted.
We got to have Manga. He's got to come up here and tell us about all the wine. He's a wine connoisseur. I think there's a specific name for that. I don't know what it is. And then
for the next mobile game competition, we'll have him totally on, just a live stream of him totally playing for 10 hours straight, of the mutant versus apes.
I'm totally versus Trick on 101 stream or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
It was a pleasure being here.
Yeah, shout out BSB. Again, follow him on Twitter. It's exactly how his name is spelled on his name tag right now. Big Sexy Bartolo. And you will never regret that follow.
Yeah. So, BSB, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Thanks, chat. Catch you later.
Peace.
All right. There's our pick'em, and that's all the segments we had. That was a good pick'em. That's I liked having a third person. It makes a little new dynamic.
Absolutely. So again, just to recap the day, went over the markets. You guys found out and you went ham on the subs. Again, thank you very much for all of that. There's this support again that we've experienced in our 5 weeks of streaming or so. This is like our 5th week or something like that. Is just unimaginable. And I don't know if this is slow or fast growth, but I don't even care. It's just about providing the information to you guys, having fun while we're doing it, and making sure you guys are learning and having fun as well. We continue to build in the background. We've dropped some sneak peeks. Hopefully have some more information on that stuff for you guys soon. We've updated some graphics today. We got the emotes there for you guys. So we're just putting in work. We're enjoying it. So this is not like a job or anything to us. We're looking to pretty much reinvest anything that we earn anyways back into the brand. And we're glad that you guys and girls are here with us for the journey.
Yeah. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it any better myself. Thanks everybody for the support. It's been overwhelming, and we're just here to vibe. We're here to have a good time. We're not worried about its hyperbolic growth. We're just two degens. I just want to share our degen journey with everyone else here. We're all in the same boat. We're almost together. Just like our emote says, we're all gonna make it. We're here to provide you guys the tools. You guys are gonna provide us value. We'll provide you value. It's gonna be a two-way street between us and our viewers, and we're looking forward to that. And we'll be back here Friday at 1 o'clock Eastern, same time, and we'll have some more segments, some old segments, and maybe some new ones. We'll see. And until then, though, what's that phrase that we always say? I keep forgetting it.
Something about like this is not the spot for alpha.
Yeah, something. I forgot what it is. I think chat may remember.
Oh, it's Jersey Day, by the way, too. So rep your team.
Jersey Day, but yeah, until Friday, be your own alpha. BYOA.
Be your own alpha. You'll spam the emojis in the chat, all of them. I don't care which ones they are. We're gonna get 2 more new ones probably by the time we get back. So yeah, enjoy your day, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Take it easy, Be your own alpha.
Peace.
See ya.